Hey everybody, hope you guys are healthy and safe. So I have here on me the 2020 MacBook Pro. This is the 13-inch model. So usually laptop reviews are kind of boring because unlike smartphones, they don't get major hardware design overhauls on a regular basis. It usually is just an internal processor upgrade. That's just a spec bump. So it's kind of boring to review laptops usually, but this year, this MacBook deserves a little bit more attention because Apple has finally listened to consumers and given us a proper keyboard again. So if you used a MacBook that was released between 2016 and 2019, or if you follow tech news at all, you probably know about Apple's butterfly keyboards. There are these flatter special keyboards that Apple made that nobody liked. They didn't offer enough travel. When you type on them, you didn't get the tactile feedback of keys bouncing back. And on top of that, they malfunction at a higher rate. So everybody complained. And finally, Apple listened to us and gave us a proper keyboard again. Apple's calling this a magic keyboard, but to be honest, it's just like every other laptop keyboard on the market. It's a scissor switch mechanism, and there's a lot more travel on this. I'm a really fast touch typer, as some of you guys may already know. On this keyboard, I'm back to my peak typing powers. I get around 107 words per minute on average on typingtest.com. So thank you, Apple, for finally giving us a proper keyboard again, because to be honest, the MacBook had already been a pretty much almost flawless machine. I know some of you guys are going to complain about the pricing, but the price is outside of that. Just in a vacuum, the MacBook had been pretty much flawless already, other than minor nitpicks like the bezel sizes maybe. This is as capable as machine as possible at this point in time. And to be honest, if you are a creative individual, meaning if you edit videos or Illustrator or do graphic design, Mac OS is just so much better than PC and Windows. And I think that is why so many creative people go to any design studios, music studios, whatever, and they're all using a MacBook. So anyway, before I continue on with this review, I want to take a minute to talk about my sponsor, Surfshark VPN. So VPNs, if you don't know, they are virtual private networks, and what they do is they help reroute your internet connection to a remote server back to your phone so that your internet service provider or wherever you're getting your Wi-Fi will not know your exact location. So this allows you to access websites that may be blocked in your country. Or in my case, I used Surfshark VPN to watch a Thai movie on Netflix that was not available on the Hong Kong Netflix. So as you can see here, I'm on the Hong Kong Netflix trying to search for the movie Happy Old Year, and there's no results that pop up. But then I connect the VPN to Thailand, then I go back to Netflix. Now Happy Old Year, it's available. This is a very good romantic comedy from a pretty well-known Thai director. But it goes beyond just personal benefits. Cybersecurity, it's becoming increasingly a major concern because, all of our important information now are stored in our laptop or our phones. Like, my information in here is way more valuable than whatever I have in my wallet or maybe even my bank account for some people. It is of paramount importance to safeguard your digital privacy, and a VPN helps you do that. So let's say you're on vacation in a country you may not trust the government, and you're on a public Wi-Fi. You have no idea what's going to happen. Maybe there's a hacker somewhere hacking into the Wi-Fi, stealing your information, or maybe the government is just monitoring your internet surfing history.
Travel tip, you should probably download a VPN on your phone just so that the government can't track you while we're abroad.
Smart.
And a VPN basically intercepts the internet connection between you and whatever internet service provider you're using. And Surfshark is one of the more trusted VPN providers out there. They provide 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you sign up for the service, you find that it's not really helpful, you can cancel and get your money back within 30 days, no questions asked. And there's a special deal for my viewers too. If you use the promo code BENGADGET, you can get 85% off the subscription fee plus 3 extra months. So if you're concerned about your internet security at all, you might want to look into getting a VPN. Alright, so anyway, back to the MacBook Pro 2020 review. So this model of the MacBook Pro 2020 runs on a 10th generation Intel i7. So this is the newest chip, the 10th generation. And there's also a lower tier model that runs on Intel i5. And interestingly, there's the lowest base model that runs on an 8th generation, obviously it's older, Intel i5 or i7. So if you get the 8th generation one, you're basically only buying it for the new keyboard because that's the same processor used in the 2019 model, the MacBook Pro. So for prices, the very base model on the 8th gen starts at 1,600 US dollars. This model I'm using jumps all the way up to 2,300, depending on the RAM configuration and storage that you get. I have 32 gigs of RAM in here with 1 terabyte. So that's near the end, not tip top though. You can get higher if you want. If you max this thing out, it gets up to like 2,800 US dollars. So it's not cheap, but again, creative professionals have no problem paying this price. So this display is really good. It's an IPS LCD panel with a resolution of 2560 by 1600. Right now I'm on max brightness, I believe. Yeah, my max brightness you can go really low to, which is good if you're trying to use the laptop, you know, when you're in bed next to someone who's asleep, you don't want to wake them up. So it gets this low and then it gets max brightness right here. Outdoor visibility is pretty good too. If I step outside to the sun right now, the sun is shining on the screen, you can still see it pretty clearly. The hinge on this is really sturdy. It opens up pretty wide. There's no wobble. And one of my favorite things is the hinge is designed so that when I'm using it on my lap, it doesn't dig into my thigh. And that's something that you may think is pretty basic, but not all laptops have figured it out. Last year when I was using the Huawei MateBook Pro X, I had the laptop on my thigh and I opened it wider and then the hinge squeezed into the meat of my thigh and dug into it and almost like cut me. So above the keyboard is the touch bar, which you're probably familiar with by now. It's basically a digital version of the F keys. But it's not just F keys, it'll change context depending on the software you're using. So for example, when I'm using Final Cut Pro, I can cut clips or clone. There's some dogs fighting right there right now. Let me show you. Alright, so anyway, when I'm using Final Cut Pro, I can use the touch bar to trim timeline and just do other things. And then when you're in Safari, you can use the touch bar to switch between tabs. So another thing I love about the MacBook Pro is the trackpad. This is without doubt the best trackpad I've ever used. It's much better than any Windows PC laptop I've used. And Mac OS's gestures are very intuitive. I really like that I can cycle through screens with 3 fingers. You can 3-finger long press to dig up additional information. I really like that feature. Like if I'm on the web looking up something, I can hit 3 fingers on a link and it'll show a preview. Or I can hit 3 fingers on a person's name and it'll show me the Wikipedia bio of that person. I mean, if he's famous enough to be on Wikipedia anyway. So the speaker on this machine is really good too. Not quite as epic as the speakers on the 16-inch MacBook Pro, but it's still a very full sound with just the right level of bass. Now about the battery life on the machine. Apple has traditionally, not reveal specs about the battery, but I can tell you that you can expect about 7 hours of battery life if you're using basic productivity computer usage, like surfing the internet, sending emails, stuff like that. But if you are watching movies, then you expect it to go about 5-6 hours continuously, so that's about 2-3 movies. But if you're editing videos on Final Cut Pro, then a 2-hour editing session will drain about 60% battery life. Okay, so now the big question, should you buy the MacBook Pro? I think for the most part, if you've watched this far, you already have made up your mind. You know that the MacBook's not going to be the best value around, right? So if you get one, it's because you want to remain in Apple's ecosystem, or you're a creative individual and you want to use Mac OS. If you're one of those people, I don't think this machine will disappoint you. Performance has been excellent all around. I've had no stutters, no lag. Now, this is a 10th gen model, but I actually think if you don't edit videos, you might as well get the 8th gen and save yourself several $100s, because the only difference between the 10th gen and the 8th gen Intel chip is really the GPU. And GPU, graphics processing unit, only matters if you're playing games, which a MacBook is not good at playing games, or editing videos. So if you're not using Final Cut Pro, get the 8th gen. You're going to get the exact same performance for going on Facebook, watching Netflix, sending emails, and doing light Photoshop work. So I hope this video helped. If you're interested in more content like this, please subscribe to my channel or follow me on Instagram. I have more videos coming up, including on Huawei's MateBook X Pro, the new one. So I'm gonna pit them side by side on the Huawei P40 Pro Plus, and I'm getting the Poco phone too, the Poco F2 Pro. So thanks for watching, and once again, thanks again to my sponsor, Surfshark VPN. If you care about internet security, if you want to safeguard your privacy, you might want to look into the VPNs. The link is in my description below, and you can get 85% off right now with an extra 3 months free if you sign up with my promo code BenGadget. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy. And yeah, this pimple on my nose is pretty gross. Sorry.